Popular sneakers, watches, and handbags are among the counterfeits some shoppers could be tricked into buying during the holiday season. Let's bring in Tom Quaadman. He's the Senior Vice President for Economic Policy at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for being on our show. How big of a problem is the sale of counterfeit goods?
It's an enormous problem, right? If you can make something, you can fake it. So there are a lot of fake goods out there. I mean, obviously, we're in the holiday season, so electronics and toys are, a big area of focus right now. But you can even fake toilet paper, right? And that sounds funny unless you own a septic system. But the other thing to think about too is fake goods cost every American $1,500 a year. And they also suck 300,000 jobs out of the economy as well. So there are impacts as well on the economy overall.
What are businesses or maybe law enforcement doing to fight fakes?
Yeah, so this is actually an area where there's a lot of cooperation between the business community and law enforcement. We work with a lot of local law enforcement, but we also work with Customs and Border Protection because a lot of these goods come from overseas. So we exchange information, we participate in investigations. We actually have taken businesses to, let's say, the JFK Airport or the Long Beach facility in California, really to understand what they're doing, what they need from us as well. The other thing that we do also is that we're working with the CBP in terms of doing consumer awareness campaigns. So we're actually involved in our Shop Smart campaign right now for the holiday season to ensure that, consumers can understand some simple tips for how they can protect themselves.
What are some tips to avoid counterfeits?
So one, go on our website, uschamber.com/shopsmart. You're going to find some very common sense tips there. Number one, trust your instincts. If a deal is too good to be true, it is, right? So understand that right off the bat. Two, pay attention to detail. If you see that the packaging is a little shoddy, that there's some mistakes in spelling or whatever, that's a tip off, right, that there's a problem. Three, make sure that you protect your data and that you're using secure payment systems if you're looking to pay for something online. If you go on a website and you see that HTTPS, the S stands for secure payments. So if you see that there, great. If you don't see that S there, that's a red flag that there's a problem. You shouldn't be moving forward on that.
Where does some of the money go when people buy counterfeits?
Yeah, Angie, that's a great question because people think of counterfeits as a victimless crime. It's not, right? Talked a little bit about, defective products harming children, right? Toys and the like. But just as important, the money that goes from that criminals get from these enterprises, right? They use for other purposes. So, there are examples of, counterfeits funding human trafficking and other horrible crimes as well. So the reality is there's not a victimless crime here at all, either for the user that could get hurt or for where that money is going that's going to harm other people.
What's the best way to report fake products?
Yeah, so there are two things I would suggest people do. And if you buy a fake, don't be ashamed. It happens to everybody. Number one, contact your police department, consumer affairs department. You could be giving the police a valuable tip for an investigation that they have going on. So that's important. The other thing I would ask too is if you can go on the IPR Center websites, that's iprcenter.gov. They're one of the federal agencies that we work with to ensure that counterfeits don't come in. On their website, they've got a little icon on there that you can report a fake. That's really important for them to understand because as we work together on investigations, the more information we get, the easier it is to catch the bad guys.
Thank you for coming on our show today.
Thanks, Angie.